Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Happy Women's History Month. It is so good to be here. I cannot believe we are in March. I don't know where the time is going. Um, but it indeed is going. It is moving. It is just keep going, right? Just keep turning. So I just want to start off right off at the top and say that no, I am not divorcing a person. For those of you who know me, you know that I have been married for over 30 years and I am absolutely keeping my partner in crime. That is my ace, that is my heart. And so I am not divorcing that person. No, not at all. But I am divorcing some ideas, some toxic habits, some thoughts that hold me back. And so I think that I want to just give a little bit of a shout out before I say that to Life with Lizette. She is another content creator and she tackled this same idea and concept. And she did it pretty much in a similar way. And I watched that video and was inspired to create my own and add my own thinking and thoughts to it. So I definitely want to um, give a nod to her because she's also over 50, a beautiful Latina sister, and she had some words and some thoughts that I thought, you know what? I definitely want to do this for sure. So, before I get fully started into the conversation, let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Dr. Davia. This is not all the things. This is a space where mature women of color come together and we talk about work life balance, wellness, and wine. And yes, I am having wine today. This is a Sangiove's Merlot. It is so good. This is one that we made one year. Oh, this is a 22. This is from our Stumbling Fairies from Make Wine With Me. So this is a Lodi grapes from California. And I'm also double fisting it because you gotta have some water to go along with that. And so if you don't have wine today, you should stop and go get you a glass of wine or something to drink because after yesterday's debacle, we 100% need something to drink. Looking at them folks yesterday, but we're not gonna talk about that. We not even gonna bring that up. That mess of yesterday, we ain't bringing up. Okay. So I just want to ask you all, if you are new here, to consider subscribing because that's important. It's important to the algorithm. It's important because I'm trying to grow my channel. And if you are coming back, welcome back. Glad to have you, glad to see you. And I just think that this conversation really is for those who are one, either worrying in any way about social standards and norms, thinking small, playing small, overthinking and talking yourself out of things, dealing with some unhealthy relationships, and want to get rid of some of these mindsets. And so that's what I'm going to bring together today. That's what I'm going to talk about today. And I do hope that there are some folks in the room who will want to have that conversation with me and just be able to add some ideas and thoughts into the comments. So I hope that that is true. And we will get started. Okay. Let me see. I just want to see me and this, the tech be teching, I have to tell you. Tech be teching. Anyway, I'll just let it go. I was trying to see who might be in the space, see if the comments are up, but I'm not gonna. Okay, good. I have that comments window open. Just want to make sure that it's good. All right, good. All right, so the first thing that I am divorcing, and this one is not one that I normally focus on, but when I was younger, focused on a lot more. I am divorcing my worry about social standards, and that is not who I am. So I'm going to throw this up. The worrying about social standards. Yeah, I'm not really worried about that anymore. And I am absolutely divorcing myself from that. There was a time when I was a little bit younger and I was trying to, I won't say keep up with the Joneses, but I was in that hustle of, get the master's degree. Once you get the college degree, get the house, get the two cars. We never had a dog until much later in life, so I wouldn't add that. But trying to do too much, trying to have too much, and also what was the pressures? What am I wearing? What do I need? I am not doing that. I am not doing that. I am not chasing any of that. I am not worried about any of that. This grown up body is what it is at this point. And so the idea of worrying about social standards is something that I am not doing anymore at 50 plus years old. I have to just embrace the me that I am. And it is, a journey because you look at your pictures and you look at what you used to be and you go, God, remember when I was, I don't know, a size 6 or a size 2? And oh, I remember when I was this and I was that. And you know what? Age is a privilege. And so I am thankful to be here and thankful that I am who I am right now. And so I am letting go of that. And so before I go too far ahead, I want to just go back and I want to share this definition with you all. And this definition is around another way of looking at the word divorce. And I found these two online and thought they were worth sharing. The idea of separating or disconnecting, the act of severing ties with something such as a habit, a belief, or a situation, and the act of detachment or disassociation. So that's the mental or emotional separation from a person, an idea, or a past identity. And I feel like these are the ways in which I'm leaning into the concept of divorce. And so this is what I mean when I bring this conversation to you. So I wanted to make sure that I level set with this first before going too far. Is there anybody here? I'm wondering. Anybody in the space with me? Maybe not yet. Okay. If you are, feel free to drop something in the comments. Would love to know if you're here. And I'm going to go back to tip number 2 that I am divorcing. My second thing that I am divorcing. I am divorcing the idea of thinking small and playing small. I'm not doing that anymore. And this is a new concept for me because I tend to be a very humble person. I tend to, um, just do what I need to do, work hard, play hard. And that, I don't want to say being puffy, but the idea of showing up big and taking up space, that really isn't the kind of person that I am. I just work hard. I just show up and work hard. And I think as you get older, you don't need to think small about things. You need to be expansive in your thoughts. And as you are younger, the older you get, the more you allow yourself to say, well, I'm not going to do this, or I'll let that be for someone else. Why do we contain ourselves? Why do we keep ourselves saying, no, I'm not going to do that right now, or I don't know if that's something that I should do. And so the idea of thinking small is not something I want to do anymore. The older I get, the more I want to experience, the more I want to play big if I can play big. So I am officially letting go of the thinking small. I am detaching myself from that and I'm going to play big. You don't have to be a peacock to play big, but you can just show up and be your best self and also show up knowing that You have the confidence to do something that you can dream big. When you were younger, you dreamed big all the time, and you allowed yourself to play big because you didn't know any better. And then life gets you, right? And life says, no, not so much. And so you say, no, this is not for me. So I'm divorcing myself from the idea of thinking small. I'm going to let that go. If you are in the comments, hey, Marley. Hi, sis. Good to see you. What do you think about the idea of thinking small? Is that just me? Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the only one that does that. I don't know. All right. All right, I have my notes, so y'all hear my papers rustling. Always. That's the teacher in me. Always have to have my notes. The third thing that I am divorcing, and it's similar to the idea of thinking small, is overthinking and talking myself out of new experiences. Whew. When you, again, get to a certain age and you say, I want to do this. And then you go, I don't know. Should I be doing that right now? Why do we do that? Why do we talk ourselves out of experiences that we know we want? And when you're halfway done with your life, when you're in your 50s, well, when you going to do the thing? When are you going to allow yourself to say yes and go ahead and jump in? And the more that I think about this, the more that I wonder if this has something to do with how I was raised culturally, conditioned to think that some things are for some people and not everything is for me. Right. And I don't mean me personally, but I mean me, women of color, people of color. And so you overthink and you say, ah, man, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea. And so you talk yourself out of things. And so I am saying yes to a number of new experiences that are coming my way. And I'm going to lean in because that limits your opportunities when you begin to talk yourself out of it. And we need to be pushed out of our comfort zone sometimes. We need to be able to say, you know what? This life is just rolling. And if I don't do this thing now, when will I do it? So I am divorcing myself from overthinking and talking myself out of new experiences. And actually, there was a colleague at work who said to me that for Lent, she was going to say yes for 40 days. Instead of giving up something, she was going to do something different. And I thought, oh, that's amazing. What a great idea. She's like, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes to things that I would never say yes to. I'm going to say yes even when I know I don't really like to do a thing. And so I thought, wow, that's a great idea. And so this idea of overthinking and talking myself out of new experiences made me think about that. Because if you just allow yourself to say yes, then you lean in and you try some things that you might have never allowed yourself to do. So I am divorcing myself from overthinking and talking myself out of new experiences. All right. And my fourth one, what am I? This is a big one. I am detaching myself from unhealthy relationships. And I have to say, I really pride myself in being able to read people. I pride myself in listening to my gut and my intuition. And I realized that in my personal life, I have a lot of wonderful, good people around me. And so the unhealthy relationship is not really in my personal life, but in my professional life. Baby, some of those folks that we partner with, and it's not my team because I understand my role as the ED with my team is really to help grow and develop them. And so that's not where I need to put the boundaries. I need to put the boundaries with some of those partners who hire us to do work with them, and they are negative, negative Nellies. And no matter what we do, oh, girl, that's not going to work. Oh, but we've tried that, Dr. D. That's not going to work. And there used to be a time where I would take that and I'd bring it home and I'd worry about it, ruminate over it, and struggle with, well, how am I going to get them to see? And you know what? I'm releasing myself from that. They don't want to do, they don't want to change. Guess what? I'm not going to be at home making myself sick about what they don't want to do. I am going to divorce and detach myself from those unhealthy work environments because otherwise, I'm going to be real tired and sick. Real tired and sick. So I have to protect myself from that. And I would suggest if you are an empath or a person who brings a lot of work, professional issues home with you, you're going to have to let that go. Because not only do you need to deal with the personal, but sometimes it's the professional that's really getting at you. Really getting at you. Hi, Darcel. Hey, friend. How are you? Good to see you. Yes, nice. I would love to know for anyone who's in the comments, what are you thinking about divorcing yourself from? What's coming up for you? What do you need to put some boundaries on and some guardrails on? What are the things that you need to, and I'll go back to this first one so you can see that definition, separate or disconnect from, detach or disassociate from? What are those things that have you heavy, that have you weighed down, and that keep you from thriving? What's going on? What's coming up for people? If you would be willing, what's coming up? Yes. Oh, hey, good to see you. Totally agree. Need to practice releasing unnecessary stress. Wait, let me put that back up. That went too fast. Folks be moving on and yes, developing and also worrying about things you can't control. Girl, that is so true. We are constantly bringing things home with us, taking on personal worries for other people. And I'm not sure they're doing the worrying that we're doing. And it's out of our control. And so the more we detach and separate, the more we protect ourselves and keep ourselves a little bit insulated. And I will say, one of the things I was thinking about when I put up the idea of unhealthy relationships is sometimes you have a relationship with um, technology that can be unhealthy, right? And that you are constantly consuming ideas and information that's not good for you, that keep you limiting, right? And so, that needs to go too. Let me see. Darshell said, doing for others when I simply content to. Yeah, yeah, talk more about that. Sometimes we do what we have to do, but it's too much. It's too much. And they take and take and take, and we don't get replenished, and then they want more. And so, yeah, we have to be thinking about if these relationships are toxic for us. And I think the hardest ones are when they're your family. Whew, you can't get away from them. You can't put the boundaries up at times because they are family. And you really need to be able to say, I'm going to do what I need to do, but I can't. Yes, saying yes when you really want to say no. Yes, divorcing yourself from wanting to please people and wanting to do what they need you to do when really you need to be like, nope. That's a complete sentence, full stop. Nope. Yeah. It's true. Yes, learning that no is a full sentence. And I don't know if because we are women, we struggle with that. I don't think, my husband would laugh at me when I say this. I don't think guys say yes to stuff they don't want to do. I could be wrong and maybe I should make a generalization like that. But from where I stand, they'd be like, nope, I ain't gonna do that. Why'd you say yes to that? I'm like, I don't know. I thought I should. I felt like I needed to. Yeah, that is not something that I feel like they do. But again, I don't want to make a generalization, but from where I sit, mm-mm. Hey, Kim. Yes, divorcing yourself from the worry about something before I need to. Man, we are so good at that. Before we even get started, whatever the thing is, oh, girl, I don't know how that's going to work. We ain't even, it hasn't even started. Why are we there? Why are we there? Yeah, that's a really good one. That is a good one. And so I would say the thing that we need to definitely think about is how we get in community with folks who are feeling and thinking differently and who can affirm you. How do we make sure that we have some healthy community that we're in and that we allow ourselves to say no, that we allow ourselves to push back and detach and disassociate ourselves because when we don't, the energy is zapped, the belief in what we can do is not there, and we are not able to be our best selves for ourselves and for other people. So, that's it really for me. I'm officially divorced from these mindsets, and I realize that I'm still working on them. I am not perfect, but I am not going to continue to keep dragging my own self in a direction when I know that things can be better if I make it that way. And it's up to me, right? It is going to take me to reflect. It is going to take me to say, nope, I ain't going to worry about social standards anymore. I'm not doing that. I'm not thinking small. I'm not playing small. I'm not going to overthink and talk myself out of things. And I am not going to continue to have unhealthy relationships, personal or professional. And so we got to do the work for ourselves because no one else is going to kind of swoop in and say, girl, it's going to be okay. If we start with ourselves, we get in community and we reflect. Oh, yes, Marley. Yes, not all men. I am not talking about your dad. That's too funny. Yes, not all men for sure. All right. So I don't know. Is there anything else folks are thinking about? Is there anything else that folks are divorcing themselves from? I would love to know. Anything else coming up for people? Anything else? Well, I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to cheers, y'all. I'm telling you, this Sangiove's Merlot, if you are a red wine drinker, girl, you got to look for this. You got to look for these two blends. The Sangiovese has a little sweetness under it, and the Merlot is just smooth and full. So good. So good. I have to say. I want to cheers y'all, and I want y'all to not be doing all the things. I want you to take care of yourselves, and I want you to just put some boundaries, right? I love the idea of doing something. Yes, Kim. Yes. Do something for 40 days that is for you. Take care of you for the 40 days. Love on you for the 40 days. That would be amazing. Amazing. And Darshell, I will absolutely send you. This is my wine, meaning this is part of what my wine group made, but you can probably find a mix. It's a Sangiovese Merlot. And so I will send you that. I will send you that. Just go find go to your local uh wine store, liquor store, and if they have some good wine, probably probably Chilean you can find it, or probably Spanish they would have. Definitely check it out. But I will send you something. Or the next time you're near me or I'm near you, I'll have a bottle for you. Okay, I want you all to be well. Take care of yourselves. I am traveling next week with my husband. We are just leaning into that idea of following new experiences. We will be in Malaysia, and I am hoping to talk with a sister in Malaysia who has moved there. And um, I'm hoping we can talk about creating community outside of the country and inside of the country. And so hopefully I'll get to have that conversation I will share with y'all. But either way, I will definitely be posting. Again, thank you for showing up. And please share with other folks. And remember that to divorce and detach and disassociate, that's a good thing for us. That is a good thing. We have to protect ourselves. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to have a fantastic time. It is going to be exciting. And I'm looking forward to being able to share with you all when I get back. So be well, cheers, and don't do all the things. Don't do all the things.